What's up, YouTube? Quick Raf Rant here. I'm going to be commenting on some of the reports that we've gotten in the boxing notifications here on my phone. I know you got what I got. I know you received what I received. This is not a secret. This is actually interesting. Why is it that Floyd believes that the Pacquiao-Bradley fight was a draw? I really want to know what you guys think because this is actually interesting and it's a little funny. Now, I am a TMT fan. I like to support some of the boxers that come out of that gym. Um, I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather's business side and his business career. Um, I like what he's done in the past. I think he's a good boxer, and I think he's very entertaining. Plus, I'm from Vegas, so I'm not a native here, by the way. I'm staying here. This is where I've been for a few years now, very few. But of course, I'm going to be supportive of someone that actually brings business to the city. And then number two, uh, you know, it's Vegas. We don't have sports here. We don't have a baseball team like that. I mean, not to disrespect all the other teams that are out here, because there are some minor league teams and some, there is some college teams out here like UNLV Rebels. Shout out. I'm a sports guy. And also shout out to Sports Fanatics on Facebook. Check those guys out. Those guys are cool. But back to the subject, man. So he thinks that it was a draw. I'm kind of not understanding this, and it's funny that he brings it up because a lot of his fans, which some call, what is it, Flomos? Yeah, I don't want to say that word. I don't want to go there, but they call them that. Pacquiao fans, they call them Pactards. Okay. When the fight went down between Mayweather versus Pacquiao, um, people were not all the way happy with what happened. Some people were made up their minds and they said Floyd won. That's it. And some people went and made videos about how Pacquiao won and how he landed more and stuff like that. And then they also made videos about slowing down the fights. And this is what is quoted on ESPN here. Bleacher Report. I like to call it Bleaker because it sounds cooler, but it's called Bleacher. Bleacher Report. And he's quoted here saying that he said, go home and watch the replay with the sound off. So did you guys see a different fight, or did you guys see something go down like that? Because I covered it, and I don't know, because in the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd fight, there wasn't any knockdowns. There was more complaints about hugs, more complaints about the shoulder injury and excuses and all kinds of weirdness going on there. But in this fight, there was two knockdowns, and they were counted. They were counted as knockdowns. Now, the first one, I don't count it. I am not a judge. I'm not an official judge. Neither are we. We're spectators. The officials of that fight called two knockdowns. That's 2 10-8 rounds. How are you going to call that a draw? What in that fight is considered a draw? Because Bradley has some good stings to the body and even some up top. But does that change a fight? I mean, come on. Like I said, I judge a fight for each round. If it's 3 minutes a round, most of the time it will be, I judge off of whatever each fighter did within those minutes of a round. So if Pacquiao won the first minute and he won the second minute, then the third one usually would go to the other fighter, or it would stay with that fighter. But if he won the first 2 minutes of that round, then I give it to him. That's how I was taught. And If he has a sensational third minute, if the other boxer does, then I might give it to that boxer, depending on how sensational that minute was. But if it's not, then I give it to the other fighter. Now, there was a lot of rounds like that for Pacquiao. You know, he did good all around in each 3 minutes of those rounds. You know what I'm saying? But to say it clearly, to say it in a definitive way, I do not agree with you, Mr. Mayweather. But it is very interesting and it's very funny that you bring it up, and I salute you. I think it's very interesting. I find it to be very interesting. So that's the only quote that was brought up in this article. The guy that asked him the question said that there was no theatrics. He spoke very quietly and seriously to Timmy, a source told ESPN.com. That's aside from that. But it also says he was very complimentary and very classy. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how he could come up with this, but my take is I'm sorry I don't agree. I covered the fight yesterday, man. Go check out my last video. Go check it out because I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's saying. Seriously, do not understand it. But you know, like I said, I salute Floyd on his business ventures and everything he does. He's always going to stay in the news. He's always going to be relevant. And the people that don't want to see him in the news, you need to get used to it, buddy. Because as you can see, Roberto Duran is coming out with a movie. How long ago did he fight? You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali had a movie with Will Smith in it. How long ago did he fight? He retired in the 80s. The movie was made in the 2000s. And Roberto Duran fought in the 80s as well, in the early 80s. And look at the movie that's out now. Same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard. They fought in the 80s, and they're making a movie of it now. So imagine what's going to happen. We're talking about guys that made money, you know, serious money for the sport. They made movies off of Mike Tyson. Cheap movies and stuff. He's still doing Broadway and all that. So you guys need to get used to it, man. Join the bandwagon. Join the bandwagon. That's it. I'm sorry. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not trying to tell you what to do when you watch boxing. Now, if you want to critique it how you want to, you can. I'm a boxing fan. Of course. I don't get to watch as much boxing as I want to. And I don't get to see all the undercards and stuff like that because those are the most exciting fights, to be honest with you. These big fights are not what they used to be. You know, Roy Jones, even Timothy Bradley, you know, all those guys, everybody. Floyd Mayweather when he was younger, Holyfield, that's my favorite right there. Like that's my uncle's favorite, so he goes into my top 5 or top 10. You know, there's so many exciting fighters that's had amazing fights. You know what I'm saying? And they used to fill up the arena, and people did not care if they got knocked down or knocked out in 2 rounds. They felt like their money was well spent. So going back to what I'm saying is forget about the boxing for now, because there's always going to be competition out there, and there's always going to be true pedigree fighters from all over the world. And that's the ones I'm going to give respect to, even the American fighters as well. You're doing you, much respect to you. Who cares if you don't got a loss? Or who cares if you do got a loss? The fact is you paying bills and you putting food on the table. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to all boxers out there. The whole Floyd thing is just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao's always going to be in the news too. Whether he fights or not, he's always going to be in the news. So let me know what's your opinion. What's your take on this? You know, was it a draw? Really? Do I really have to go back and replay it? I know somebody will. I know somebody's gonna make that video, and we're gonna talk about it here. But this was just a Raf Rant. Don't want to go too crazy here. Maybe let's see if we come up with some other shows. I have some things on the way, and I definitely want to keep this live thing going. So much respects out there to you guys doing your thing and enjoying your Sunday or your Sunday night. Peace out. Peace.